What up, yo? It's your main man here, double to that H man. So, guys, this is just something that I hope we'll be doing a lot more roundup shows. So, just a clear, easy peasy, easy roundup of all of today's action. So, generally, what have we learned today? We have learned that it really now looks as if City and Liverpool will both pretty much battle for the Premier League title, although I still feel City are going to win it all. But again, that's going to be a very interesting title challenge between both City getting that as with a 5-0 easy victory. Sergio Aguero also now surpassing, I think he's surpassing his first arena. So he's only behind Rooney and your boy Shearer for all-time goals in the Premier League. Mourinho is a thug. He's a thug, and they were this close from beating Chelsea. We'll talk about that a bit more in detail. And Martial is that dude, man. Martial is that dude. That guy is ridiculously talented. I am going to do a deep video on Real Madrid. Relax. I'm going to do a deep dive into Real Madrid, and we're going to discuss this thing right now. So I'm going to touch upon a bit here, and then I'm going to do a separate video about that because that is a little section. With regards to Italy, Juventus, I caught the second half of that game. Genoa being the only team to be able to actually get points off Juventus. It's the first time that they've dropped points this season, which is insane. They've won every single game apart from this game against Genoa. Cristiano scoring again, but then they drew that game 1-1. Dortmund, guys, we've got to talk about Paco Alcacer. I think it's now 10-6 because it was 9-5 coming to now. I think it's now 10-6. So this guy is on a ridiculous hot scoring from Dortmund are still top of the table. Jadon Sancho doing amazing things. Marco Reus now scored in every game, so it's Marco Reus back. So again, Dortmund is an amazing thing. Bayern, we're back to winning ways, but Dortmund, I still think Dortmund are unbeaten. Syria, obviously, the huge game, massive game. My preview is going to drop. The Milan derby happens on Sunday, and that's always a great game to watch. I think the last few Milan derbies have been very, very entertaining. PSG won 5-0 again. So we know what's happening in Ligue 1 right there. So those are two back-to-back reincarnations that PSG have delivered, which is worrying, scary, and quite frankly frightening. So I think I want to start with, and also Barcelona beating Sevilla 4-2. We don't know the extent of Messi's injury. Well, hopefully it's not a long-term injury. Although the reason why I'd like it to be a long-term injury is that I want to see how well they do without Messi. But for Real Madrid, let me just give you a little tidbit right here, and then we'll probably get into, and I'll get into a lot more in a separate video. But put it simply, yes, they miss Cristiano. Of course they do, because Cristiano scores goals. Cristiano in this system, this is the key thing, in this particular system, I don't know whether they sit up on La Liga. They'll probably win more games, but Cristiano is not a one-man army. He isn't. I'm sorry. He's not a one-man encompassing thing that's literally, he never carried Real Madrid. That is false. But he was their top scorer by a lot. So by pure logic, if your top goal scorer leaves and you don't replace, and that's the key thing. If your top goal scorer leaves and the rest of your team aren't proficient goal scorers, of course you're screwed. Of course you're screwed. Griezmann has not been a proficient goal scorer for Real Madrid. Benzema is traded in trash. Modric is a central midfielder. He's not required to score goals. And who else is there? So once your lead goal scorer by a long way leaves, of course that's going to affect you. And what we're seeing from Real Madrid is very simple. The defensive system really doesn't do Varane and Ramos any favors. A lot of the goals that they've conceded is by this high line where these guys have no idea what the hell they're doing. I think the setup that Lopetegui has for this team, it just doesn't work. It's a wrong system. It's the wrong instructions for these guys. And obviously they're not really utilizing the strengths of what they have. But even if you utilize the strengths of what they have, you can't sell your top goal scorer and not get somewhat of a replacement. Get anybody. Get a Neymar. Get a Aguero. Get something. You don't just sell your top goal scorer and you get no one back. Who the hell is Mariano? I've never heard of this dude before. It's just this dude off the road. So that's what's happening there. So I think for Real Madrid, it's a mess. You can't blame Lopetegui Same thing with thinking. Can you really blame Mourinho? Yeah, you can to an extent, but you have to blame the people who hired them. Someone should have seen us, okay, because I need to know Lopetiki's tactics fully before he took over. But someone should know, all right, I don't think Lopetiki's tactics will work with this set of players. We need to get a coach who will work for them. And you want to get a Conte. Yeah, Conte would obviously make the defense a lot better, make them a lot more robust. But I think they need more stuff than that. And Benzema, yeah, man, I don't think Benzema leaves the Brick Academy this season. I think I can vouch for that. But back to also Liverpool. Sorry, I think I already mentioned Liverpool. So to the whole United and Chelsea thing, I want you guys to tell me this. Why do people still have faith in Morata? Why does Sarri still have faith in Morata? Just for a laugh, I riddle me this. Why does Morata still get game time? That's all I want to know. Why does Morata still get game time? You see, it's so funny. It's like when someone types, so someone just types in the comment that Benzema isn't trash. So it's two things. Either you're doing that to be funny or you're stupid. Choose one. Either you're trying to be funny, haha, or you're stupid. See one of those two things by saying Benzema isn't trash. But Morata I'm sure he's a very nice guy. You know, as I see his Instagram, he seems like a lovely fellow. And he's got great technical ability. That's the thing, he's got great technical ability. But the fact of the matter is the dude is trash and has been trash for Chelsea. And Sarri saying, okay, I need to help him play through his confidence and everything. Sorry, there's no time for that. This is a big game. Manchester United, forget where how United have been going and everything. It's a big game. You have to play your best team. And Morata is not part of the best team. And as for Martial, man, guys, everybody knows about how good Martial is. Everybody knows how good Martial is. Let me just look at a few comments before we ride through. Benzema said that. Benzema. Nah, man, Benzema was trash, bro. Benzema is trash. Just tell me that is FG. Look, you look, Juventus. Look, as I said, like, Juventus were not going to win every game this season. But look, let me get back on this whole Martial thing. Martial's eye. Martial is eye. I mean, that's because I'm waiting for the footage to drop because I want to do an anatomy for that second Martial goal because that's a real goal. That's a real goal, and I think that you have to shout out to Mata for playing that ball and winning the ball and really playing it at the cross. But I've been people. That's why the Martial FC exists. That's the reason that Martial FC exists because we know what this guy can do, and you cannot. And this is why I plead with Mourinho. You cannot play a guy that's good out of position. You can't do it. You can't play a guy that's good, that's talented out of position. You just can't do it. That guy has got to. You got to build your team around him because he's that flipping good. You know, but the same thing still remains, man. Is that Mourinho is not the right man for United, and as a Pogba man. Because I used to be a huge Pogba the defender. I mean, the guy's not dropping great performances. Put it that way, man. He's not dropping great performances. Sorry, from these days I call him. I now call Lukaku Tims. That's his new name. From henceforth, Lukaku will be called Tims. That's what he is. And Tims is what he is. And I said this in the UFF studio. If United had like an Aguero or a Lewandowski or an Immobile or an Icardi, the team is transformed. Just one decent striker. a decent striker that can control the ball and can link up and is good on the ball transforms United. The amount of plays that break up based off teams is shocking. It is absolutely shocking the amount of stuff that breaks off with them. But look, man, Bundesliga, man. Look, as I said again, I'm not sure how many of you guys are following in the Bundesliga. Because look, my thing is that I feel that for the best thing for club football is for competition. Serie A is already wrapped up. That's so the Serie A and Liga are already wrapped up, which is a shame. Which is a shame. But nobody is touching Juventus this season. I think Serie A is all about what's going to happen from second downwards. That's what Serie A is about. Liga, same thing is going to happen from second downwards. I think those two leagues are completely done. But Bundesliga is interesting. Bundesliga is interesting because let me even pull this up right now. You have Dortmund who are flying. Because this is what I said to you guys, I think years ago. A fully fit Marco Reus is one of the best players in his position. Yeah, so as of right now, Dortmund are on 20 points. Yeah, they've not lost to they've won 6, drawn 2. Because Bayern have already lost 2 games. Crazy. And Werder Bremen are second. Wow, man, that is insane. That is flipping insane. Crazy. So basically, my thing is like Marco Reus, at his best, fully fit, is one of the best players in his position. You know, as far as an attack-minded midfielder, a runner from midfield, that guy is crazy insane. But the issue is that we've never seen Marco Reus fully fit for a long period of time. You know, we've not seen him fit for a long period of time because trust me, Germany, they could do with him. But as I look at this table and everything, I still say Bayern are going to win the league, but maybe not so comfortably. I still think they'll win it, but I just don't think they'll win it as comfortably as possible. I just think that, you know, what Dortmund have done so far and how they've started is very encouraging. And if they can just keep the momentum and make things interesting, I think it will make for a great Bundesliga. And who knows what Leipzig could do? I think Werder Bremen will fade away. Mönchengladbach, who knows what they can do? Because if Mönchengladbach win their game on Sunday, they go on 17 points and they will actually leapfrog against Bayern. So, but quickly back to, I want to go back to the La Liga and Sevilla. You see, this is my issue with the La Liga and I get what Sevilla and look, it's what I said in my review. They are what they are, you know, and you know that is their aesthetic. But you can't play like 1-2-7 and expect to win, because that's what they did pretty much. That was the formation that they pretty much played, and that is an insane formation to play against Barcelona. Because again, Sevilla were like, again, it was let's go for the Wild Wild West. Let's just go for the Wild Wild West. And that's all well and good, but are you sure you'll be able to defend what Barcelona bring? Because they are the superior team. Sevilla have great players. I think Benitez is great, Andre Silva is great, Ever Banega is playing quality. Jesus Navas, I believe, is a break. I believe Jesus Navas is a break. But the thing is that when Barcelona, actually, if Messi had remained on that pitch, that could have been like 5-1, 5-6-1. You know, because it would have been very bad. Because I mean, if Sevilla were going to give Messi that amount of space at the new camp, that is a big pitch, it would have been very, very nasty indeed, man. But yeah, so I'm looking at Syria, man. I'm sorry, nobody's touching Juventus, and even when I look at Juventus, like, they have such an air of superiority against all the teams in the series that it's ridiculous. Like the only way that Juve can lose is by beating themselves. That's the only way that they lose, is like they somehow beat themselves, like they mess up. No serious team can go out and actually literally beat them and take the game to them. So if Juventus are on their game, they won't lose. So I won't be surprised if they finish the thing unbeaten. And Cristiano scoring again, man. Although it was a tap-in, But still, tapping, whatever, a goal is a goal. And I think he's now found his market and everything for Juventus, man. All right, let me read some of your comments, man. All right, yo, Jack, what's up, man? What's up? What's up? Yo, so yeah, what's this from super chat from JJ Samuel, man. He says, so Tersh, thanks for the super chats, JJ Samuel. Um, Stegen, he's top two, if not no number one. Um, as of right now, as of right now, I'd say Stegen is number one as of right now. Stegen over De Gea. I say Stegen over De Gea. That's where I'll ride to. If Messi had the chances, the Cannibal had Messi would have scored at least five. The Cannibal is trash now. I told you he's a classy brick. He's a classy brick. You know, he's a prick and a brick. So he's both things. Like he's just sloppy, just sloppy. I really believe that he's still in the team because he's mates with Messi. If he wasn't mates with Messi, Valverde were like, man, bro, get the hell off my team. Like, screw it. I'll play a damn false one. I think if Barcelona really want to go ahead and actually trying to win they can't win the treble with Cannibal playing the way he's playing now. They can't do it, man. That's interesting. If Messi is injured, what if Messi is injured for the Clasico? Barcelona can. The Real Madrid that I'm seeing under Loptigi, unless they sack Loptigi, Barcelona can beat them, home or away. They just lost to Levante. They just lost to Levante. So Barcelona without Messi can beat Real Madrid for sure. I think that the movements of Dembele and Coutinho will cause them mayhem. It will cause them mayhem. So yeah, I think that they can beat Real Madrid for sure. The Real Madrid can hurt them and everything. But and also speaking of which, guys, so Real Madrid are relying on a left back to try and save them. Who scored with his right foot? That's just what I'm saying. And yet again, another game where Marcelo did an amazing piece of skill. So that's just what I wanted to try and put it in there. Well, so Sevilla we're not nervous. Sevilla just pretty much like they did all they could. They played positive. They threw Mayman forward, but if you throw Mayman forward, you're going to be susceptible to the counter attack. And do you really want to open yourself to a counter attack of Barcelona? That's not really advisable, bro. No, look, as you know, I'm really looking forward to that. Barcelona against Inter Milan is going to be fun. That's going to be a lot of fun. And I think Inter Milan can take them. No, oh gosh, thank you for reminding me. That's going to be a great game. That's going to be a great game. Look, I said with Dembele, remember, he's young. Dembele is young and he's going to be trying things. I'm sorry, a guy with that much ability, I am not going to say too much about him because the truth is this: based on Barcelona's system, Dembele doesn't really fit it, but he's so good and so talented and can do so many amazing things that you have to give him time to either fit into the system or or get another player who can adhere to protecting the ball a lot better. But Dembele he's a risk taker. So if you're a risk taker, you're going to be losing the ball because you want to try things, man. So who says Messi is missing 3 weeks? According to who? According to who? Look, man, I saw Mourinho, man. That was hilarious. So that's why Mourinho is the GOAT. Did you see? First of all, I think it was Sarri's assistant, Ian or whatever his name is, tried to step to your boy. He tried to step to your boy, and Mourinho said, "Nah, man, you can't step to your boy, and I'm going to sit down and do nothing." So I was proud of him. See, that's my GOAT. I don't know what your GOAT does, but that's my GOAT. My GOAT does that. My GOAT protects his. No, look, I said no. I think no. Neuer. See, now this is where I think you know what the funny thing is. I still think Germany are gonna still play Neuer because Germany still look at the name. Because if Germany are being real, Stegen has to start, and I think it's the fact that there's a Bayern bias and Neuer plays for Bayern because there is no reason whatsoever why Stegen isn't starting. He should be starting because again, it has to be a meritocracy. Like he has made too many amazing saves, too many amazing performances to be ignored. So that's the thing. No, I said, look, man. I think, look, as I said, Hazard didn't have his greatest game, similar to against West Ham, and that's why you have to compliment Mourinho for what he did because United defensively as a team were organized very, very well. Because remember, Mourinho is a G at defending. So if his guys can listen to him and can actually carry out his instructions, a Mourinho team is very, very difficult to break down. Extremely difficult to break down. So shout out to Mourinho there. And for Hazard, it just wasn't popping up for him in the Garden of Eden, man. Yeah, look for me. I think for United, so do I think Lukaku should be dropped? 100% he should be dropped. But for who? And this is the issue that United have. How do you have a situation where Lukaku is the only out and out striker that they have? Because remember the days when you had a minimum of two strikers. Minimum. You know? You had a minimum of two strikers. So if a guy wasn't working, you had another guy to take his place, or you played two strikers. But for Lukaku, because that's the issue with Lukaku. The issue with Lukaku is this: he can play bad, he can play crap. He's going to get subbed up for who? Sanchez is not a natural striker. Mourinho does not believe in false nines. So in Mourinho's mind is that my lord, I'm stuck with this dude. I'm stuck with the dude. Remember, Mourinho has always had that one striker, whether it was Drogba, whether it was Higuain, whether it was Milito. So he always keeps faith in the one striker. But this easily is the worst striker that he's ever had to manage. Falcao when he was back at FC Porto. So how is Hazard overrated after just one game? I don't really get that. So you expect Hazard to be amazing in every single game? Come on, guy, be real, man. Be real. De Bruyne is not the best player in the Premiership, man. It is still Hazard. Um, so that's the Hazard. Hazard is still the best player in the Premiership. Yo, super chats here from Sasquatch Pani, man. Let's see what this guy is saying. Barca looking still okay with Messi in attack. Have panic stations in their own defense. What's be done against Inter? They are vulnerable on the counter. No. Look for me. I think you see that game against Inter is going to be a. I think that's a bad matchup for them. Like Barcelona will still cause Inter issues because they're so talented on the ball. But if Spalletti really goes full on Italian, I think there's going to be issues because trust me, Sevilla created a lot of chances for them. If it went for Stegen, that game is probably like a draw. Because some of those saves that Stegen made, man, those were goals. Those were clear goals. So Stegen made some outstanding saves. But the thing is that as good as that Sevilla guys are, Icardi is far more clinical. I mean, the rest are, Kandreva, all those other guys are trash, but Icardi is clinical. So I think that for Inter, it'll be very interesting to see how they set up, how they defend against them, and how they counter. Because Inter will now know that, look, man, these guys can be got. Defensively, these guys can be got for sure. So they'll definitely want to go against them, head against them, and just see how they can break them down. But look, again, I mean, like, it's for me, it depends. Is the first game at the new camp or San Siro? I need to know. No, look, I said it. A lot of people still say De Gea is the best keeper in the world. De Gea did not make a single save at the World Cup. England played against Spain, 3 shots on targets, 3 goals. I know De Gea makes some pretty damn good saves in the Premier League and everything, but for me, I feel Stegen is playing at a far higher level. He's amazing at sweeping, keeping, and I just think that his consistency is superior to De Gea. So for me, I go with Ter Olusegun Stegen as the number one. Based on form, I'm rolling with Stegen. But guys, spare thoughts for Courtois. So Courtois moved to Real Madrid to obviously win trophies and everything. And now he's pretty much screwed. And now they are struggling because as of right now, like for like Chelsea are now doing better than Real Madrid. It's funny how life works, man. It's funny how life works. But that's what I say, like the energy you put out is the energy that you will receive. That is a great adage to live by in life. The energy that you put out is the energy that you will receive. Oh, cool! It's at the new camp. So, yeah, man, that's going to be interesting. If it's at the new camp, and Messi's injured, that'll be a real fun game to watch. That'll be a real fun game to watch. Yeah, man, that'll be a real fun game to watch. See how that goes down. What's wrong with Salah this season? To be honest, that's probably one of the better games. That's probably that's one of the better games I've seen from Salah this season. I think he was actually a bit more sharper, but in the second half, there were a lot of instances where like he should have gotten more goals in that game. But even more than that, there were times when he would make that pass either to Firmino or to Sturridge, and I just think that there's just a lack of sharpness that he has. But maybe because we're still very early in the season, so maybe he's going to come good. So remember, there is still time. There is still a lot of time to go, man. Yeah, Courtois messed up, man. Yeah, don't worry. The FIFA gameplay stuff is coming very soon, man. Wow. So United have a buyback clause for Memphis, Tennessee. 100% United. But if I'm Memphis, Tennessee, and I have the power to say no, I'll say no. Because if I'm Memphis, Tennessee, I'm like, why do I want to go from a great situation I have at Leon to a defensive approach in to what Mourinho has? So I think Memphis will not be able to be as effective within the coding of what Mourinho does. But then if you have an attack-minded manager, let's say you bring in like a Rijkaard or a Yardim or something, or what's this dude's name, or like a Laudrup, and you have not so where's Laudrup these days, and you have him, so you have like Martial, you have Lingard in there as well. Actually, where's Lingard been? Is he injured? You have Lingard there as well, and you have Memphis. That's deep. That is pretty damn deep, man. Um, so yeah, so another super chat here from Saswat Pani. Top five purest strikers of the ball of all time. Off the top of my head, Balotelli, Shearer, Batistuta, Hasselbank, and Van Basten. So those are just off the top of my head, as far as just like purest quality strikers of the ball, man. No, I'm not a lady boy. Thank you. Under LVG, there's a strike partnership development with Rashford and Marshall. Do you think we should think about it? Basically, the thing about this is that look, Jose is not an attack-minded coach. You cannot force Guardiola to play a pragmatic way. You cannot force Klopp to be a team that sits back deep, keeps the ball, and tries to counter-attack or tries to contain the opposition. I'm sorry, you cannot tell Allegri to not change his philosophy to be a lot more attacking. There, who you are as a person is you have your principles and you have your views. Like Ferguson was rare in the sense of like he knew how to just pretty much switch for a full season. And there are very few managers that are like Ferguson who can give you attacking, counter-attack possession. But there was still a counter-attacking ethos that Ferguson had. He was never really a defensive coach, but Mourinho is a defensive coach. Allegri is a defensive coach. Conte is a defensive coach. They're guys who are just more defensive-minded. So in that sense, that is why a strike partnership is just not something that would work under Mourinho, because you have to have a manager who knows how to coach it, how to utilize it and execute it well. And that's not your boy, Uncle Mo Mourinho, unfortunately, man. The Milan derby preview is coming, man. Don't worry, man. It's coming, man. It's coming. Hence why Hazard is talking about reuniting. For me, I think Hazard will just talk. I don't think Hazard really wants to reunite with Uncle Mo. Trust me, because again, I think both parties realize that no, we don't really get to get that well. Man. But you know what? I was even thinking to myself. Imagine Martial at Chelsea. Imagine Hazard, Pedro, Martial. Do you know how good that front line would be? Just pause. Close your eyes for a minute. Breathe in and just imagine that front three. So you don't have the crash of Morata. You don't have the scorelessness of Giroud. You have Martial who can control, can dribble, has great footballing brain, can create his own shots, can run onto through balls, is sharp, is precise, can work in tight spaces, knows how to play the one-touch pass and move for ball. That would be amazing. That would be truly, truly amazing. So I tell you, it would. I mean, see, that's why I tell you, Chelsea are not sniffing any Premier League title. So I don't know what Sarri is smoking, thinking that they're not smoking anything. But it made me just think about it. That imagine, ow, sorry, I just cut into it. Imagine if Martial was at Chelsea. Why was Benzema playing on the left for Real Madrid? Can anybody answer me that? I just wanted to know why was Benzema playing left wing for Real Madrid? Because I was watching on the same time I was watching Chelsea Man United. There were times I saw this guy play left wing and constantly lose the ball. So that's something I don't really understand. Like Lopetegui, I'll be surprised if he still has a job, because you sack Lopetegui, you bring in Conte. Wow. Ooh, interesting. Thanks for that, Head of Los Colcherenos. Dortmund Atletico on Wednesday. That's gonna be that's tasty. That's gonna be tasty. That's gonna be very, very tasty indeed, man. That's gonna be very, very tasty. Oh man, that's gonna. I mean, we have some serious games coming up, man. Oh shit, that's the camera, isn't it? So look, I mean, as I said again, like you can't sell Cristiano and replace him with a dude called Mariano who has a bloody banana turnip for his hair. You can't. I mean, you can't do that. That's all. Who is this dude? What has he done in his career? Like, I've never heard of him before. People are like, oh no, you're a football analyst. I've never heard of a guy called Mariano before. So how does an unknown guy from the road now come in and is now the main striker? So, and I think that's what Real Madrid have got to fix first. Before you say, oh, Lopetegui is a prick and everything. Real Madrid do not have a goal scorer in the team. Just think about it for a moment. Real Madrid do not have a bona fide goal scorer. Bismuth is an all-encompassing attacking machine. He's not a pure goal scorer. They don't have an actual guy where I do tap-ins. I'm a poacher. They need a poacher. They need a quality poacher. They need like an Inzaghi. So that's a huge issue, man. I mean, yeah, I know, yeah, Juve Man United, but is Juve Man United really a big game? I mean, let's call a shovel a shovel. Is that really a big game for me? I don't think it's a really that big game, man. Well, I tell you, man, I don't know, man. I think Napoli PSG that's definitely going to be a big game, but I just do not assume that PSG are going to win. Do not assume that it's going to be a clear win because you never know, you never know, you just never know, you never know. They should win though. They should win. Um, Yeah, look, man, Ashley Young did a damn good job, man. He did a very good job on Hazard, man. But again, like, see, that's why people are so reactionary. So Hazard is not as effective in one game, and now he's no longer top three. I mean, what does that mean? So how does one? I told you, Benzema is a brick because I can give you like 6, 7 games in a row where he's been trash. Hazard is amazing because I can give you 5, 6, 7 games where he's been amazing. Messi is top three because if they give 5, 6, 7 games, is amazing. Marcelo is top three because Marcelo constantly gives you 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games like he's flipping money. So it's called a consistency, guys. All right, guys, I'm about to fly off, man. So if there's anything you desperately want to ask me, you better ask me now before I get the hell out of here, man. Some of you people really say some weird stuff, man. I'll just leave it at that. So many people say some weird shit. Napoli are only 5 points behind. It does. I mean, do you really think for 1 second that Juventus have a chance of beating? No, that Napoli have a chance of getting past Juventus. I mean, let's just be real. Napoli do not have a chance of getting past Juventus. It's not happening. I'm sorry. Like, if Napoli wins Serie A this season, I will do every video in a bikini. That's right. I'll tell you right now. I say this: if Napoli win the Serie A this season, with Sarri gone, Jorginho gone this season, I will do every single football video in a bikini. And you know who I am. I don't I don't flow or play like that. So it's not happening. That's all. There's a 0%. There's a 0% chance of Juventus not winning the Serie A this season. There's a 0% chance of PSG not winning the Serie A this season. So it's just facts. Napoli don't have. I don't care whether they're 2 points or 3 points behind. They are not winning the title of Juventus. Deal with it. And Liverpool can't win the Premier League this season. They'll be good. They'll be competitive. I think they have to focus on winning the FA Cup, and they're not in the League Cup. So that doesn't help. That they're not in the flipping League Cup, man. So I'm seeing a lot of Hazard haters, man. Here, I mean, I don't really know why you guys are saying this, man. So look, man. Hopefully, Messi should be all right. Hopefully, he'll be alright. Hopefully, he'll be doing good, man. I mean, it depends. I mean, if something is broken, that could be like 4, 5. I mean, that could be 4, 5 weeks, man. If it's a sprain, like a week, 2 weeks, maybe let it just naturally heal itself. So it depends. If it's a sprain or something broken, but like he was in a lot of pain. He was definitely in a lot of pain. So, but yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, you don't want a player that's good. One of the best players in the world. Arguably the best player in the world, best or the best second player in the world. You really want him going down like that. Really. You want him to be spry and to do his very best. So, guys, it's been swell. It's been good. I will see you guys. Obviously, so Sunday is the hangout. Join us for the hangout live as we spew, wax lyrical there. And I will. Also the next YouTube live will be on Wednesday. So it'll be on Wednesday. So after the Champions League games, join me again for another YouTube live again. Stay true, stay black. Peace out. All right.